Hello everyone, welcome back to Simply Lily. Today I'm going to be making a scarf to be paired with this hat that I made a few weeks ago. So let's get into it. As you know, or if you're new here, I always start out some of my projects with sketching it first because it is so much easier to know what it is that you're planning to make before it is made. So I know my main color is going to be blue and my stripes are going to be black based on the hat that I made previously. So I'm just going to sketch out my scarf, sketch out my main colors, just so I could get an idea of what it looks like, as well as what the rows will be. So typically for a scarf, you would make anywhere from 200 to 300 rows, depending on the length that you want. This scarf is going to be made for my nephew. He is basically a toddler, but he loves scarves. Who would have thought a toddler would like scarves? But here we are. And he made sure he let me know he wants a nice snug scarf and not too long because he already has one of those. So I'm going to be making this scarf at about 150 rows, which means my main color stripe is going to be 10. My stripe color is going to be black, which is going to be 5 rows on each side, and so on and so forth. And then for the longest main color, I'm going to do 90 rows. So that's going to total out to 150, okay? So let's get started. Of course, we're going to start with our scrap yarn. As you can see, I'm doing the weave in, weave out method on my Sentro machine, and then I'm going to do about 10 rows of my scrap yarn. I'm pretty used to my Sentro at this point, so I don't have to do like 20 and upward rows of scrap yarn anymore. I just do as much as I need to execute my project. So now I only do about 5 to 10 based on my skill sets at this point. I've had my Sentro for about a year and a half now, and I've done a project on it probably every month since I've had it. So using scrap yarn, still mandatory for me for sure, but I don't have to use it as much as, I don't have to use as many rows of the scrap yarn as I used to. But if you're new to the Sentro, use as much scrap yarn as you can, okay? All right, now that we have our scrap yarn rows, we're going to just cast on our main yarn, which is our blue. I'm going to put the color in the description box. I got these yarns. Every single yarn I've used in all of my videos have been from Joann. I am not sponsored, but hey Joann, if you're watching, definitely would love to get free yarn from you and be sponsored by you because I absolutely love your yarns. But yeah, I'll put the color in the description box and the link to all of the yarn that I use here. So as you guys saw from the initial sketch, I am going to be doing 10 rows of the blue and then 5 rows of my black yarn. If I didn't mention before, this is the Big Twist yarn from Joann.com. machine, I cut my yarn before casting on a new set to my project, and then I tie a knot in that. I want to stress how tightly you need to pull on that yarn and then knot it, because it'll help with the alignment of your project. Sometimes when you don't tug on that yarn a little bit, not too hard, but hard enough, when you cast it off, you're gonna see kind of like a misalignment in your project. And that sometimes looks ugly, sometimes it sucks. So just so you know, once you change your yarn and you're about to cast on a new one and you have those little tails, just give a little tug on it and then tie a double knot, one knot if you want. Depends on you, but make sure you tug it just a little bit so that it could hide that like ugly misaligned differentiation there, okay? Okay, so we've reached the end of our project. As you can see here, I'm placing my scrap yarn at the very end of my project before I cast that off. If you'd like to see how to cast off, how to add scrap yarn at the end of your project, I have a lot of videos. I will link them in the description box to show you exactly how to do this. So I'm going to end off my project by not feeding any more yarn in and then going around my project just a couple of times so that I could get my project off of my Sentro machine. I absolutely love how the projects just start to slip off of the Sentro when you go around the Sentro twice. It's such a, like, what do they call that? Satisfying? Yeah. It's such a satisfying look, feeling of like casting these yarns off. So we are done with our project and we're about to close it up and add some finishing touches to that. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, now that we have our 150 rows, we are going to slip stitch the ends of our project closed. As you can see, when we use a different yarn for our scrap yarn, you could clearly see those end stitches there that the yarn is woven into. And those are our live stitches that we're gonna slip stitch together and close our project. So here you have me adding a slip stitch to close the project. I'm gonna just be pulling a live stitch through the other live stitch on my hook, and then we're just gonna keep doing that in like a zigzag or X motion to pull our yarn straight through all the way to the end of the project. Okay, so if you're a reseller of handmade items, you would want to add a handmade tag onto your project. I am not selling this again. This is for my nephew, and so I'm just going to add this handmade with love tag onto the project just for a little aesthetic. Again, he's super cute. He absolutely loves scarves and wintertime and hats and matching scarves and hats. So I'm just making this for him. He requested it, and so he's getting it. So we're just adding this tag onto it. If you resell these, you can find this specific tag. I believe I got it on Amazon, and add it onto your knitted Sentro projects. I absolutely love these. They're such good quality. They do come with like two holes or four holes in them total. They can be a little difficult to work with if you don't have the right needle. A lot of my yarn needle are pretty thick, and so it was a little bit difficult trying to get it to go through the leather, even with the loop that they gave you to pull the needle through. But either way, I got it to work, and now I'm adding it to my nephew's scarf here. Okay. And here you have it, a matching hat and scarf set for my nephew. He's going to love it. Not sure if blue is his favorite color, but he did request to have it in blue. So I'm excited to gift this to him when he comes around. If you like this video, please like it. Please leave me a comment and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.